This is what the British are fighting for. They are an old people, a stubborn people, and sometimes they have moved slowly. But in 3 years of blood and sweat and tears, John Britain has found his soul. Now he is tough. Now he is determined, and now he knows where he is marching, to victory and to a new world. He's a good man to have on our team.
We were told that we were going to open up on the second fronts, and I passed them, felt very sorry for them because the sea was a little bit choppy, and when you're all in army gear and rifles and the flat-bottom boats, they bounce. They're not like a keel and go slicing through the water. So some of those men must have been very seasick, and I felt very sorry for them because as soon as that flap went down, however they felt, they were out onto a beach, a hostile beach, where many of them were killed, many of them.
At 14, he left school to become a stonemason. At 19, he was hurtling towards Normandy in a landing craft.
I can remember going down into dark green water and panicking because I couldn't swim, of course.
And the noise at that time?
Oh, the noise was terrible, terrible.
Oh yes, I was with the front of the Indian Army. We were all battled together. We were under fire constantly. There was an element of discomfort, shall we say.
It was a desperate stalemate that lasted for 2 years. But the tide was about to turn in the Allies' favor, and Captain Tom would have a vital part to play.
I was only 21 or 22. You don't get very frightened at 22.
By the end of D-Day, nearly 160,000 troops, mostly British, Canadian and American, had landed. Thousands of Allied and German soldiers were killed. What's it like seeing that old footage of that time in your life?
I can hardly believe that we got through it. Can hardly believe that I'm, here today and I've got through that, all that.
Really?
It was, yes. It was, as I say, we were all scared stiff, I suppose.
What kind of a people do they think we are? Is it possible they do not realize that we shall never cease to persevere against them until they have been taught a lesson which they and the world will never forget?
This is Arthur Moore.
PJX 632059, sir. You never forget your number, but I can't think of my phone number sometimes.
He's now 92. He was 17 on D-Day.
A guard of honour from today's heroes to one of yesterday's. Thanks to them, Albert Chambers has beaten COVID-19 and is still hoping to celebrate his 100th birthday in July. For the staff that treated him, nothing but praise.
Well, nothing I can say. Thank you very much. And I appreciate every bit you've done for me.
Albert was serving with the Coldstream Guards in the Second World War when he was wounded and spent 3 years as a prisoner of war in Stalag 11B before being liberated. His latest battle with an unseen enemy only lasted 3 weeks, but was just as dangerous. Now recovered, he's back at his home of 72 years, resting.
It was terrible, mate. The troops was coming in on the boats, and I was fully loaded. I was jumping off the boat, but it was too rough. I just went under and drowned. It was terrible, And some nights, like, when it gets near, I can't sleep about it. Like, you know, I'm thinking about it all the time. But them poor fellas, like, they went through hell. The French always stop and speak to you and thank you for what you've done, like, but I've done nothing. The heroes are not here today. They're gone. Like, bless them. Bless their hearts. A bit upset about it. Terrible, right?
Fighting for king and country, Harry Reid, barely a year older. You might know him by now. Harry Reid, 95 years old. Age didn't prevent him from jumping out of a plane yesterday, as he did 75 years ago in the first hours of the invasion.
Normandy veterans love one another beyond the love of women. If you was in a hole in the ground with a boat, you got to know him. Marvellous men. My generation saved the world. And I never forget any of them.
And we're grateful to you.
If we as a country can show the same spirit of optimism and energy shown by Captain Tom Moore, then I have absolutely no doubt that we will beat it. Together we will come through this all the faster, and the United Kingdom will emerge stronger than ever before.
A mate of mine died in my arms, and he was in a field in Caen. He had a 3-week-old baby, it's called Needs, and they took me to the 60th anniversary to find out where he buried. And they buried him in a little cemetery called La Deliverance. And I go up there and put a cross on his grave. I'm very sorry I've been choked.
You are absolutely entitled to. We are grateful to you. Thank you.
Don't thank me, and don't say I'm a hero. I'm no hero. I was lucky. I'm here. All the heroes are dead, and I'll never forget them as long as I live.
Her Majesty the Queen inspects the latest contingent of women ambulance drivers, with ambulances presented by the film stars of Hollywood. The Queen also joins in the King's call to a national day of prayer, to proclaim to all the world that in the face of barbarism, we maintain our ancient faith. We put our trust in Him who is above all men.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
So everybody, marvellous really, that people rallied round. It's like the war years. Everybody mucked in, which is great.
When I look at our country today and see what we are willing to do to protect and support one another, I say with pride that we are still a nation those brave soldiers, sailors and airmen would recognise and admire. I send my warmest good wishes to you all.
Eventually we'll win, or we always do win in this country. It sometimes takes time, but we will certainly win.